Hi guys, B-Funk Pierce here. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to complete the Liberty Falls main quest. There are going to be 6 main steps that you're going to need to complete. Though, before we get into those steps, I'm just going to ask you guys to like and subscribe as it would greatly help out the channel. Okay, now that my sales pitch is out of the way, the first step is going to require you to get to the church. I would recommend staying in the spawn room until about round 8 so you can get enough points to get Pack-a-Punch as soon as possible. Once you reach the church, you are going to open the portal and walk over to this strange device. Hold interact on this little pad here and Dr. Lenin should start talking. Now, it is time for step 2. Building the wonder weapon. The steps I'm about to show you will give you a guaranteed jet gun for completely free. You can now make your way over to the graveyard adjacent to the church. Here there is going to be a special zombie named the groundskeeper. He's wearing a red flannel beneath blue overalls as well as a little hat. He might take a little bit to spawn in, but once he does, you are going to want to kill him and loot his corpse for the keys to the groundskeeper's shack. The shack is going to be located in the backyard of this white house next to the graveyard. Make your way up to the door and hold interact. Once the door opens, look to your right and you should be able to grab this handbrake. This is going to be the first of 3 parts for the jet gun. The next part is going to require you to make your way over to the flower shop and interact with this little blue water valve. Once you pick it up, make your way over to the bowling alley and head inside. Once inside, walk on up to this gray metal cover and melee it. You should now be able to place the water valve that we just grabbed and begin turning it. Doing so is going to cause a lot of enemies to spawn, so I would recommend doing it at the end of a round so you can avoid this. Once the pressure gauge is filled up, it is going to pop off, allowing you to pick it up. Now, for the third piece of the jet gun, you're going to need a mangler cannon or a mutant injection score streak. I would recommend crafting these as it is a very rare drop off of manglers and mega abominations. Once you have the cannon or mutant injection, you're going to make your way over to this video store near the spawn. Use the cannon to blast open these doors and make your way inside. Inside the store, there are going to be 3 piles of wire that you can interact with. One of the wire piles is going to contain the electrical wire we need. Now, from the video store, make your way back to the spawn and go up this set of stairs at the motel. Once you make it to the top, head over to this room here, which, when you get close enough, is going to cause a group of zombies to charge out at you, giving you some free points and access to a room where we are going to craft the wonder weapon. Once you make your way inside, walk over to this table with the destroyed jet gun and repair it. You should now have a jet gun and be ready for the third step. In order to complete this next step, we are going to have to craft the LTG device. Though, to craft this, we are going to need to use the jet gun to capture 3 different items scattered around the map, but not before heading back over to the church and interacting with the machine from earlier. Now, once you've done that, the first part is going to be here inside of the superhero comic store above the counter. The next part is going to be accessed from the top of this white van, and it is going to be inside of the window just there. And the third and final part is going to be just here in the church next to the balcony. Once you have all 3 items, make your way to the top of the large white bank above Juggernog. There are going to be a lot of zombies here which you are going to want to kill, as otherwise they can mess this part up. You are then going to want to walk over to this table located here on the rooftop and craft the LTG device. After you craft it and pick it up, make your way back to the church so we can begin step 4. Now that we are back at the church, you are going to want to grab one of the ether canisters out of the machine from the beginning. Take it to the spawn and drop it above any of the ether trap spots. You are then going to walk over to this miniature ether storm and hold interact. This is going to place the LTG device down and kind of start a 1-minute window where you have to protect it from zombies and manglers. If you fail it the first time, don't worry, as this part can always be done on the next round afterwards. After completing the defense of the LTG device, a portal is going to open and spawn in a mega abomination. You're going to want to get the mega abomination as low as possible before making your way back over to the ether canister. Once here, follow the wire to the strange tank looking machine and activate the trap. Then, lure the mega abomination into the trap before finally killing it. Once it dies, there are going to be some purple lights that kind of go into the canister. You are then going to want to make your way back up to the canister and pick it up, carrying it to the church. After arriving at our destination, return the ether canister to the machine we just grabbed it from. Now, before we get into the second part of step 4, pause the video and go drink some water, as hydration is honestly pretty important. Okay, now that you're back, you're going to want to grab the Strauss counter out of the drawer attached to the machine. It is going to replace your tactical, but don't worry, this step won't take long. We are going to use the Strauss counter to help us set frequencies on 3 different ether projectors scattered around the map. The first ether projector is going to be located on this hill near the bowling alley and arsenal machine. The second is going to be near the groundskeeper's shack from before on the patio. And the third is here on the drop-down ledge from the top of the bank. Walk up to any of the ether projectors and pull out the Strauss counter. Now, the color on the screen green of the Strauss counter is going to dictate what color you want the light on the top of the ether projectors to be. If the screen is green, the lights need to be red. If the screen is red, the lights need to be green. And finally, if the screen is yellow, the light on top of the ether projector needs to be as well. Once all 3 ether projectors are synced up, they are going to activate and send out energy beams. Make your way to where they converge in the spawn, and there should be an ether canister similar to the one from before, which you can now pick up. After picking the canister up, head over to where we set the LTG device down. Pick it up, and then continue on to the church. Now, before we get to the church, take both the canister and the LTG device up to the street by the graveyard. Here you are going to look for an ether trap to set the canister down. Then continue up the street to the graveyard with the LTG device. Here there's going to be another miniature ether storm that you need to interact with. This is going to place the LTG device and start another 1-minute window where you have to protect it from zombies and manglers. After completing the defense of the LTG device, a portal is going to open and spawn in a mangler. You're going to want to get the mangler as low as possible before making your way back over to the canister. Once here, follow the wire to the strange tank looking machine and activate the trap. Then lure the mangler into the trap before finally killing it. Once it dies, make your way back to the canister and pick it up, carrying it to the church. Now, just like before, return the ether canister to the machine where we grabbed it from. You are now ready for step 5, the final encounter. To prepare for this step, I would recommend getting at least pack 2, tier 3 armor, a mutant injection, juggernog, and stamina. Once you think you're thoroughly prepared, walk up to the machine where we put both ether canisters and hold interact. This is going to start the final encounter and lock you in the church where you are going to be forced to survive 3 waves of enemies. The first phase is going to be just zombies and manglers. Once you kill all the manglers, it is going to stop spawning zombies, and then once you kill all the zombies, it is going to start the second phase. The second phase is going to have zombies, manglers, and a special mangler who runs faster, has more health, and does more damage. Once you kill him, all the other manglers, and the zombies, wave 3 will begin. This stage is going to have zombies, manglers, and a mega abomination that also runs faster, has more health, and does more damage. I would recommend using a mutant injection here so you can punch it to death. Once you kill the mega abomination, the game is going to down everyone. But don't worry, this is just part of the Easter egg, as shortly after, the final cutscene is going to begin. If you guys enjoyed my Liberty Falls main Easter egg guide, I would recommend liking and subscribing. Have a great day, everyone. Make sure to stay hydrated.
If you've hurt them, I swear I'll...
No interruptions for this next part.